Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to our CutterPillar Live today. We're so excited you're here. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're watching from in the comments if you can. I don't know about you guys, but I'm still riding high on our awesome event we had last week. Our Creations Hub was so much, not a Creations Hub. It was so much fun last week. It was so great to have all of the participation from the vendors, from all of you guys out there. It was so great. So at the beginning, right now, before we get started, I don't know if you guys have seen or received our email or I've seen our social media posts. We went a little rogue again and broke the rules and decided to extend our discounts from last week from our live event, you guys. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Don't tell Santa Nathan, but we decided to let it go for the rest of this week. So you guys have another little bit of time before we run out of our special products that are on sale. All of our coupon codes are still active. All of our specials are still active on the website. So use your March live coupon code to get 15% off of anything that's on the website. Also, we have our paper crafting products that are all 30% off still. We have our flip and fold cutting mats that are still buy the big one, get the little one for half price if you put them both into your cart. Our VIP coupons are all still live. And that March live, you can get 15% off on CutterPillar products at CutterPillar.com. So I wanted to get that out of the way at the beginning, just in case you haven't seen our posts or received the email yet. We have extended all of that stuff. So why are we here today? You guys, we had a chance last week to talk about our brand new light boards, and we wanted to go a little bit deeper and kind of show those off again today. They're brand new. They just came in stock. We're super excited about them. You can use your coupon code March Live to get that 15% off of them. So make sure you do that. But we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about them, about why you need them. Then we're going to talk about the difference between all of our light boards. And then we have a special guest. We have a special guest that's going to come in and talk to us. I won't leave you hanging about why Jack is here. Jack is going to join us, and as he's the brains behind all of the upgrades and all of our products, he's going to tell us like why, like what was he thinking and why are they here and what is it for? So he's going to be here also. So first of all, I just want to talk about, what do you want a light board for? Like, why do you need a light board? It's pretty great. We took the idea of like old school light boxes, those big clunky ones that you have to pull out of the basement that maybe your grandfather made that have fluorescent bulbs and they're oak and they're super heavy, or those Crayola ones that your kids used to use that you decide to pull out to use for your projects. We don't need to do that anymore. We have now upgraded that we can use our LED light boards for any of those projects you would use those old ones with. Anything you would like tape your project to the sliding glass door, you don't have to do that anymore. All of our light boards have adjustable light settings, which is pretty great. These are the two new ones that I have in front of me right now, but all of our light boards have adjustable light settings. So what do you use them for? Well, you can use them to do your pattern tracing. So if you have patterns, if you have embroidery patterns or applique patterns or anything like that, you can do your tracing right there. You can trace right onto, do you need it darker? Oh, the picture, I always do that. You can trace right onto your fabric if you're doing your embroidery patterns. You can also trace your applique patterns when you're ready to do that. You've got your applique patterns and you can trace right on here. Look at that. I used to do this, guys. I used to do this on my sliding glass door all of the time. And my arms would always get super tired. And then the sun would go down because when my kids were small and I wanted to craft, the only time I could do it was after they went to bed. Tell me if that happened to you guys. All the time it would happen to me. So now I can do it any time of the day because you can do it right on the light board. You can also do lots of general crafting. So you can do paint by number. You can do diamond art. Jack brought us into diamond art. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but diamond art is kind of like a paint by number. And this is how you typically do that. But then when you've got your light shining through there, you can see exactly where you need to do all those little pieces so much easier. They get done so much faster. I don't think I would ever try to do these without a light board anymore. So that's all really cool enough. Then they also come with translucent self-healing cutting mats. Now, all of our light boards come with them. Some of them are different than others, but they all come with them. And now why do you need this? Because now you can cut your paper or fabric out right on top of your light board. So if you are working on a template or anything like that, any little pattern or template, you can put right on top of the light and you can see where the pattern of your fabric will land on that. then you can fussy cut around this, or you can trace around it, or you can needle turn applique around it. But you can make sure that your floral designs or your stripes or anything like that are going exactly the direction you want them to, or that they're centered how you want them to be centered. And then what you can do is, you're not going to see through all of your fabrics. Some of your fabrics you're not going to be able to see through. Some of them you are. Like wool and denim and those kinds of things you're not going to see through. But because that light is shining through your ruler, you can line that up and you can see if you're off your line by the tiniest little bit. So you can get super accurate in your piece cutting also. So you know, if you were lined up on both sides of that, you know that that will be a straight cut. So I like to make sure to square all of my pieces up on my light board now. I used to think that I sewed everything crooked and I couldn't figure out why, until I figured out it was because I was actually cutting everything just a little bit crooked. So that is super great. So you can do that with it. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about all of our light boards because there's a lot and it can get a little bit confusing. So I'm going to start at the beginning and I'm going to tell you about our originals. And then I'm going to move along, and then Jack's going to come in and he's going to tell us the upgrades about these. Okay. Make sure if you guys have any questions at all, post that in the comments, because we're going to go through all of these here. Hi, Roberta from North Carolina. Thank you so much. I'm so excited, Sharon, that your stuff is on the way from last week. But guys, our specials are still going on. I'm so glad you opened your new glow. I'm telling you what, we go to shows all the time, and Jack could probably say the same thing. We see people all the time and they come there like, oh yeah, I got that glow last week or last year, but I haven't opened it yet. Open it and use it, you guys. You're going to love it. It helps everything so, so much. So where did we start with our light boards? Well, we started first of all with our Glow Basic. This is our Glow Basic. The green one is our Glow Basic. This is the first one that we came out with back in 2017, and it comes with a self-healing cutting mat that is textured on the back of it so it doesn't slide around. So you can cut your fabric out right on top of there, which is so, so great. Then after the Glow Basic, we came out with the Glow Premium. So the Glow Premium is our portable option, our first portable option. So this one has an internal rechargeable battery. So you can use this off of the power cord for about 4 hours. See how it is not plugged in. So this is great for classes or retreats or anything like that. Now, if these weren't great enough, we went to our first quilt market and we got a little yelled at, might be strong to say, but people were like, those aren't big enough. We need a bigger one. So we went ahead and made our Glow Ultra. So this is our Glow Ultra. It is 19 by 26 in size. You can roll a whole fat quarter out on this one. So this one is basically a basic and a premium together. This is the biggest one that we have. And then we came out with our Glow Mini, which I always put it down and lose it because she's so cute and little. This is our Glow Mini. So the Glow Mini is a quarter size of the Ultra, half the size of the basic or the premium. And they all work the same. They all have cutting mats that come with them. They all have multiple light settings. You can take the mats off and use them as light boards, or you can put the cutting mat on it and you can cut your pieces out. Now, all of these are fantastic. They're all still available on our website at CutterPillar.com. You can find all of them. But we have new ones, guys. They just came out last week. We're going to bring Jack. He's going to come in now. And he's going to, Jack's now. Come in now.
I'm still getting my Spanx on. Hang on a second.
Jack's getting camera ready, and he's going to join me. And we're going to talk about the differences now between our Glow Basic and our Glow Premium. Now we have our Glow Classic and our Glow Premium 2. Now there's a few things that make them different, and Jack's, we're going to go through them all one by one, and he's going to talk about them. But I want to show you first of all that the Glow Premium 2 says Glow Premium on it. Slide that up a little bit. There we go. It's this platinum silver color. Our Glow Classic, they're the same size, but this is our Glow Classic, and this is sort of a taupey silver color.
Yeah, it's a little. There's a little less silver in it.
A little less platinum-y, and it just says CutterPillar Glow. So if you're looking at them, make sure you find the premium if you want the rechargeable one, and the CutterPillar Glow is the one that plugs in. Now, the first upgrade that Jack did, and he's going to tell you why, is our power cords that come with these light boards. So this is what the power cord now looks like. Why is it like this? Why did we decide to do that?
First of all, the danger area, anyone who owns one of our boards, I always say the danger area is right here, right where the cord plugs in. Could we get a shot of up above there? Thank you. An overhead shot.
There we go.
There we go. And the reason why is these cords can be tripped on. They could be pulled out unexpectedly. Your husband lumbers in the room and trips over them with his big boots. Well,
because they used to just stick out like this.
That's right.
This is the cord for the Ultra. So don't ever plug a black cord into one of these.
So one of the reasons why we made
they stick out just like this.
Is
don't
because,
stick it in there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, don't stick it in there.
Let's say that that's stuck in there, and you can see, well, the cord comes out here, which requires a lot more room versus, and then when you try to turn it like that, so you have to have all this space. So we said, well, let's just turn it at 90 degrees and free up all that space next to the board. So that was one thing we did.
Well, because like, so you tell me if this happens to you, Jack, when I'm like at night, I'm on my phone playing games or whatever, trying to fall asleep, and I have my plugged in like this, and it's always sitting like resting on me. And I always have to replace the cord because this part always breaks. And now that doesn't have to happen anymore.
So it's molded here, molded at 90-degree angles, much more durable, takes up a lot less space too. But I would say that's not the first thing that we did.
No, but that's a pretty cool thing.
It is. But the first thing was more of a philosophical that let's bring back that old basic real quick.
Yep.
Now, this is something my niece pointed out to me a few years ago. So we named this back in 2016.
Yep.
And we called it the CutterPillar Basic. Well, my niece probably about 2 years ago says, you know, you named one of your products something that most people, you know, under the age of 40 would think is a terrible name.
Well, see, we're both over the age of 40, so we never thought of that.
CutterPillar Basic. It's so basic. It's like, you got to rename that.
Yes.
So we did. Now this is called, for all you people who use that vernacular, this is now called the CutterPillar Classic, the Glow Classic. So that was the first thing we did, is decide to rename us fuddy-duddies. Would have never done
you
that.
know what? We don't like to say we're old, we're seasoned, but that's okay. We are not under 40, that's for sure. But so it's the Glow Classic and the Glow Premium 2 now. Those are the new ones.
And that, we just say those so you can separate them from the old, but don't ever call them basic again.
Don't call them basic again. Now, the next part about it that I want to ask Jack about is they're built a little bit different. So if you want to look at this, they have a different casing around them.
Yeah, so the base, if we want to pull out that basic again, these have served us very well. And the philosophy I have with whenever you make something better, you know, when the new iPhone comes out in September or the new Galaxy, you always sort of bite your fist and go, oh, I want those new features. And and that's sort of how our philosophy is here is we want to create a better product. So every time that we do something, we try to make something better, but it doesn't make your existing one any worth.
I still use my iPhone 8 as a music player. So great.
We just want to make it better. And one of the things we found out is over time is that these are laminated, which means they're layers of acrylic, which are glued together. And when they're sitting on a table, that's absolutely fine. But what we realize is because our boards are so light, they're less than 2 pounds, that people tend to want to use them outside of a traditional space, outside of just their table. So we started seeing people taking them to shows and putting them in suitcases and using them on their laps and using them. So we thought, well, let's make them a little bit more durable for being moved. So we molded the base. So you can see it's like an iPad.
Yeah.
We molded the base so it's more durable, so it's less likely that these layers are going to come undone if it gets, you know, knocked over.
It's this really nice, thick.
It's a molded.
Plastic.
I know you guys probably don't want to hear about the, you know, the nerdy stuff, but this is a molded ABS, which is really great for impacts. It doesn't. It's a perfect sort of durability and hardness, so it doesn't crack very easily. It's very durable. But the most important thing that we wanted to do was right here at the cord. You know, we were talking about those cords earlier.
Yeah.
One of the things, and I do this probably once a year, Melodee and I do a lot of shows. And so when we're standing at the tables, we're doing a lot of demos. Well, the cords will sit off here. And because I'm like a bull in a china shop,
yes,
I will trip over these cords all the time. And what will happen, can I get overhead, please, is this cord will get yanked out. Now, when it gets yanked out on these, it was damaging the board, and it was delaminating it here. So that was one of the big things we wanted to solve. You can see that is never going to happen with these new ones. So if you ever have a bull in your china shop, like if I ever
if Jack's ever around,
then if that cord gets pulled out, it will not hurt it at all. We've tested this. I've pulled it out from multiple, and it does not hurt it at all. So that was one of the first things we did. So we made it we made the base more durable. We made this danger area here with the cord much more durable.
So we've got a better cord. We've also got a better base now. Not that the other ones aren't already great, but there's always better to be, right? So there's a better cord. There's a better base.
The new iPhone, yep.
Now there's a better cutting mat.
Yes.
So all of our mats, we've talked about all the time, the backside of our mats are textured. And so that keeps them from sliding around on the light board, right? I have a ruler right here for you. That keeps them from sliding around on the board. So they're not going to move when you're cutting. Now, oh
Actually,
yeah, there's truth. There's two differences
Yeah.
for it. So this is the original cutting mat that comes with our light boards. This covers up the lighted area of the board only. But the new mats are a bigger size.
yes, because we thought, well, why not? We did this purely out of, actually, I don't think we put a lot of thought in this, is why would we want to put the mat bigger than light? But then over the years, and this is one of those things where going to the shows like we have, you know, doing 6 or 7 shows, I'm down to 6 or 7 now a year, and talking to our customers is say, why don't you make the mat and go all the way to the edge? We're like, that's a good idea.
It is a good idea. Why don't we do that?
So now you get really, let's figure it out. Let's count it real quick. You get an extra 2.5 inches of cutting surface.
Right, because with this, you do have a danger. I've done it a couple of times on my original light boards that I have is I'll be cutting something and I'll slip off of it and I've nicked my actual board, my premium at my house. I've nicked my board a little bit. The board's totally fine. It doesn't hurt the board, but I'm always nervous that when I'm cutting, I go off of the edge of that mat. That is not something I have to worry about
it will nick your blade.
And it's not great for the blade for sure, but now you don't have that to worry about anymore because it covers the entire area.
It goes right to the edge, so you can cut right up the edge. So you're really getting about 20 inches of cutting, or about 18 inches.
19
inches.
Yeah. Someone asked in the comments there, what are the sizes of the light boards? These, the Glow Classic and the Glow Premium 2, as well as the Glow Basic and the original Glow Premium, are all 13 inches by 19 inches. The lighted area is about 11.5 by 16.5, but the board is 13 inches by 19 inches. So you have that whole cutting area.
Yes.
So back to the first upgrade on our cutting mat is that it's bigger and it covers the entire board. But Jack came up with something just genius that we now have on these new cutting mats that come with these new light boards.
Well, a couple of years ago, not a couple of years ago, when we first started selling the glows back in 2016, 2017, when we have a regular mat.
It's right here.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. So here's our original mat. Well, it's a little bit hard to see. Can we get an overhead shot, please? If you catch the light just right. Oh, there we go. You see that texture there? That is the texture that we developed. I'm not even going to tell you what it's called, that we use, because without that, the mats just do this. They just slide all over the top of it. So we developed this texture on there, and that locks it right down. So one of the things we changed last year is we made the texture actually go in line with so if you see on here, actually it's a little bit hard to see because of there we go, is the texture actually sort of got in the way of the line. So we actually
basically a diagonal grid along with your regular grid mat. Yeah.
So what we did is we lined up this non-slip texture with the grid. And then, so I thought, well, hey,
kind of disappears.
Yeah. So it makes it disappear. I just took it one step further. And so we add the texture to the bottom, but we also added the texture to the top. Now, why would we add the non-slip? Can anyone think of why we want to add a non-slip texture to the top? Well, because klutzes like me, when I'm out there cutting, now this texture, the same texture that keeps the PVC mat, non-slip mat from slipping off the board, now keeps your ruler and your fabric from slipping. So you can see here with just, here's my cutting ruler here, here's my fabric, and I can't even with one finger, as I push that down, it locks it down. What if we have one to contrast? Here we go. Let's contrast this real quick. Here's an old mat here. This is one from home.
Yeah, that happened. How many does that happen to you guys? Like, how often are you guys trying to like hold your, like we're always trying to come up with all kinds of things. I would like spray adhesive the back of my rulers to try to help, but then I would get gummy stuff on my fabric, so that wasn't great.
Put glue dots on the bottom.
Glue dots along the bottom. Like we've all tried so many kinds of things to keep that from slipping, because when you cut, like Jack's showing you here, when you cut on those old mats, it slides around all the time, and it's also dangerous. Like when that stuff slips, I've bled on so many bits of fabric because of that. But now
here's your ruler slipping, here's your fabric slipping.
Everything is slipping.
So this is how it feels on a normal mat. So now with this, we call it the dual grip, because it was dual because it's gripping on the bottom, keeping the mat from slipping, but now it's on the top, and you can see it just locks it right down. Let's do some cutting here.
Now, this dual grip is only available right now on our brand new light boards, the Glow Classic and the Glow Premium 2. Those are at CutterPillar.com. That is where they are available right now. we will have replacement mats in the future available, but we don't have a timeline yet on that. So if you want this dual grip mat, the light boards, this is where you can find them.
So like Melodee said, we are thinking about all of our existing customers who want to upgrade to this, but it won't be anytime soon.
Not super soon. It will happen, but not super soon.
We're thinking about you. But we do want to focus on our boards and try to sell. But you can see how easily I cut those. One of the nice thing about this is when you line it up, this is good. Thank you.
Thank you. It is pretty good. Jack's pretty good at this stuff, guys.
Well,
he's pretty good at this stuff.
They let me out of the basement sometimes. So.
Yeah, we like to keep him. We like to keep him chained to his desk so that he can come up with these kinds of things. But every now and then we let him out.
Let's say you're doing some collages and you're lining everything up. Well, now everything is going to stick. It's going to stick to the top of that.
That's amazing.
And these rulers are going to stick too. Yeah.
So. Crazy. So good. So dual grip cutting mat. So we have the plugs. We have the new plugs. We have the new molded base. We have the bigger cutting mat. That's also a dual grip cutting mat. And now.
One other thing. We added a 4th level.
Yes, we'll do that first. So there are 4 levels of light instead of just 3. So,
well,
I mean, that's kind of obvious for why we decided to do
Melodee
that,
kind of mentioned it earlier, is when she's on her phone at night, smashing her cord.
Yes.
She's also got that bright light shining in that dark room. And that's what we figured out is most of the time, if you're in a bright room like this, or you've got sunlight coming in through your window, you're going to have it on the highest setting, which is 4. But let's say now it's night and the room is a little darker. If you have that on that bright, you're going to be squinting
it's too bright.
The whole time.
It's way too bright.
We added a 4th level now to adjust to, so you can find that sort of perfect setting. A lot of our competitors have controls where you have to hold the button down and it goes in this wave of up and down. Then you have to let go when you find that exact perfect level. With ours,
that right.
It's just 1 starts at brightest, 2 medium bright, 3 medium, and then low.
The thing that's really cool about, because our Glow Basic and our first generation Glow Premium have 3 levels of light, which is great. But this kind of, it's the way Jack did this is so cool because it's brighter, but then the dimmer is also dimmer kind of than the other one. And so it's perfect for at night. I always joke when I'm at the show, I have one of these, I have my original Premium next to my bedside, and I pull out like adult coloring pages at night in bed and I work on that. And the joke, which is kind of true at my house, is that if I'm mad at the husband, I'll have it on bright. But if I'm not mad at him, I'll have it on dim while I work on it, just to see if I want to bug him or not. But now that extra dim is fantastic. I have an Ultra. I just ordered the mini for a foundation paper piecing. I think I'll be using the Ultra most for applique now. Yes. You know what, Larry? I think that maybe you need a mid-size too.
This is a good size. I can fit this into my carry-on, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not too heavy. Like I said, it's less than 2 pounds. This will fit into a carry-on. So obviously we make the mini and it fits obviously perfect
in our Glow totes.
Into our Glow totes. But it's not so big and heavy that you can't take it with you. A perfect example of this, especially with the Premium, and I tell this story a lot if you ever heard, is at our house. My wife has her quilting room, her quilting and sewing room, but she is never in there. It's really, I call it the fabric storage room because it's just layers of fabric on top of each other. There's not a single square foot of working space. So do you know where she is most of the time? She's on the kitchen table and she's on the coffee table at night. She used to turn every single light on in the room.
Right.
So here
bugging
I am
you when you're trying to watch Star Wars.
Whatever. Yeah. I'm trying to watch. And she's got every light on in the house. And then she's got lamps to boot on top of that. This has made harmony in our house because she can she can work on whatever she's working on. This is what I always say is, I don't know why you gals, why you even can't just watch TV like regular people. Why
can't.
Do you have to be working on something
we are multitaskers.
All the time?
We are multitaskers. We have to be doing more than one thing all the time. I use it when my hubby's watching football because I don't care about the game as much, so then I can work on my stuff too. Premium tube bundle with a tempered glass tote flex light. Jill, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited you bought all of that stuff. Guys, our March coupon codes are still going strong. So use that March live coupon code from last week. It's still going strong. We extended it. Don't tell Santa Nathan. We extended it.
It's really a philosophy we have at CutterPillar is when we started making the light boards, the philosophy we had is let's make the space as useful as possible. That's why we did the cutting mat. That's why we do the glass mat. That's why we have all these things is if you're investing in the light that gives you the light from underneath, why not have all these other things to solve these quilting and these crafting
Yes.
problems. Make your life easier.
Yes. So
we've got more though.
We got a little bit more. So I told you guys all about all of our different sizes of light boards, from the mini, which is the smallest one, all the way up to the ultra, which is the biggest one. When Jack first created the mini, that was the first board that we made that has this molded base. Yeah. That was the first board that we made that had the little, the cord comes with the little 90-degree angle instead. But the other thing that this Glow Mini has that our original classic and premium does not have is inside our Glow Mini. It has these little magnetic plates. It's hard to see. Okay, there we go. We can kind of see them. So right here and here and here and here are these magnetic plates that are built into this board. And so with those, now you can use your magnets, and that will help hold your projects down. So when you, and the magnets that we have at CutterPillar.com are so strong, it'll go through the cutting mat, it'll go through your fabric, it'll hold everything down. But when you are doing your tracing or anything like that, inevitably you have to get up and you have to go answer the door or take a phone call or something. And then you come back and everything is in a different spot, right? Everything moves. But now it'll stay.
Just every time even having my hand on there, when I move it away, it shifts it just a second.
Bull in a China shop over here. Yeah.
Well, and one of the things I did a video on this, I brought a bunch of magnets from home, just regular kitchen magnets, because I've had people say, well, I've got magnets, but there is something special about our magnets. They're called N52s. I know that doesn't mean anything, but the N52 is the strongest. You're
so nerdy.
I know. I'm sorry. It's the strongest consumer magnet you can buy. So these other magnets, and these are strong magnets. These will hold things great on your refrigerator, but there's something about the N52 being, I would say 10 times stronger than these are, that will hold all of those things down. In fact, this is one of the things I just noticed that it does. It's so strong, it actually lifts the board up.
So Jack just sort of ruined the surprise.
Oh, sorry.
But that's the surprise.
That's the surprise.
The new light boards now have metallic plates already built into them. It's right here.
Right here.
We got it right here.
And it was hard to illustrate that because the plastic's a little bit thicker than on the mini, so we can't see them on the bottom side.
You can't see them through the back like you
can.
So
I made a little graph to show you where they are, and I need to turn that off because it's so bright. There we go. Let's turn it off. Okay, there we go. Those are the placements of the magnet, because you can see how many we put on here. Boy, that light is so bright. So we've added, so the first one had 4. We've doubled it now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So more than double.
More than doubled.
Plates on here. And we made them slightly thicker. By the way, we made the plates slightly thicker. So like I just showed you, they're so strong you can literally pick up the board with it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That I've never tried.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. They're so cool.
This is a game changer. These magnets, they will hold down your transfers. They will hold down paper to paper, paper to fabric.
They'll hold through your cutting mat.
They'll hold through your cutting mat. If you want to have your fabric being held down while you cut through it, or while you're working on something, while you're doing your fussy cutting, because how hard is it when you're doing that fussy cutting to hold the fabric down when you're doing those round cuts? So that is, I think, a game changer, and people absolutely love it. Remember last year when we first introduced the magnets, we were a little bit unsure about how popular they would be, but they are very popular. I think at Road to California, I sold 100 sets of magnets.
I know, they're so good. They're so good. So make sure that you guys go to CutterPillar.com. Now, if you already have some of our light boards, if you have the original or the original basic, see, I get confused sometimes. The original basic or the original premium, those do not have magnetic plates built into them. However, you can buy self-adhesive magnetic plates that you can stick on the back of your light boards. And you can make them magnetic. So you can stick these on wherever you want, and then they can become magnetic as well. But our brand new classic and a brand new premium 2 have those already built in. So, oh my gosh. So we've got a new cord. So you're not going to break it by running into it, or Jack's not going to break it by running into it. It's at a 90 degrees. So you're not going to break. It takes up less space. And I always break my iPhone cords. I always break my phone charging cords because they get shoved up against
the wall, and that's going to keep that from.
So that is the new cord. So that is a great new feature. That little, let's scooch that up.
It's 6 feet long, by the way.
The cords are 6 feet long. So we've got that. We've got the new molded base, which is a lot more sturdy, a lot stronger. It's molded around the port as well, so that's not going to break your board either. The new and improved cutting mats that are bigger. and that have that dual grip so that your fabric's not going to slip around as well. And they also have magnetic plates built in so that you can use those magnets just about anywhere on the board. It's so crazy.
And they come in a set of 2, which I think is sufficient, but there are people who
magnets.
Yeah, the magnets. You can get as many magnets as you want if you want to hold them down. If you're working on something big, and that's the beauty. You could be working on a fat quarter and be shifting from area to area, and the magnets hold everything down.
Hold everything down. Keep adding questions to the comments, you guys. We're gonna do our best to answer all of them. Oh, well, yes. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you for that. We have the Glow Classic, which is very similar to our Glow Basic. It plugs in. It has a 6-foot cord, all of that. And then we have the Glow Premium, which is the Glow Premium 2. And I apologize. I just assumed everyone knows. The Glow Classic has to be plugged in. The Glow Premium has an internal rechargeable battery. Yeah, set them down right here. These 2. Okay. So this is your Glow Class. This is your Glow Classic, the new one.
Yes.
This is the Glow Basic. They both have to be plugged in. So, but they both have multiple levels of light. So the Glow Classic has the 4 levels of light, the same as that Glow Premium does that Jack was showing you. I only have 1 cord.
Oh yeah.
But the Glow Premium has a battery. So let me turn this off.
This runs on your own self-satisfaction.
Yes.
So it'll run. Now you can see on level 4, the brightest one, it'll run for 3 to 4 hours. On the first level, it'll run like 8 hours.
It'll run all night when you can't sleep and you can craft in the dark. It'll run all night. So this is the Glow Premium 2 that has the 4 levels of light. Does not need to be plugged in. This one is not plugged in. This is our original Glow Premium. This one also is not plugged in. Both of these have an internal rechargeable battery that lasts about 3 to 4 hours on the highest light setting. The Premium 2 gets brighter than the original Premium, but you've got cord free. Great for classes. Great for sitting in front of the TV and pretending you're watching movies or sports. Great for getting out of your craft room. Great for going to your friend's house, going to retreats, quilt shows, all of those kinds of things.
It's more about the where than the what.
Yeah, because they work. They both work. All of them work really, really similarly, so that you can do your tracing and your cutting and all of that on your light source, so you can see better what you're doing. But the portability of the premiums is pretty fantastic. So if you like that original Premium Glow, guys, it is on sale. We have a limited number of them left. This is the one. There's a limited number of them left. It's the one that has 3 levels of light, but it has that portability as well. It has that internal rechargeable battery. It's $30 off on the website right now, which is unheard of. But you can also stack that March Live coupon code from last week that we extended, and you get an additional 15% off. So that's a fantastic
It's hard to
deal.
compare competitors with this one because no one out there is making cordless boards.
Yeah. So fantastic. So fantastic. So use those coupon codes. We've just extended it this week, guys. And some of the products have limited quantities. Like our Glow Premium's limited, our Flip and Folds are limited. So we only have so many that we can sell at the discounted prices. But I saw some of the questions. Let's pop some questions at. Marion wants to know how long they take to recharge.
About 45 minutes. The beauty of the Premium is it has this little light here. So when it's plugged in, this is a great thing that we changed a couple of years ago, is the red, it's a little bit hard to see.
Slide that up a little bit. There we go.
The red means it's charging. Now you don't have to wait till it's full, but the red does mean charging. When it's full, it turns green. Whereas the basic, it's hard to me. I just did it. The classic. That's going to be a hard habit to break.
It is.
When you're basic. Is always green.
Yeah.
So that's how you know. So that means it's plugged in, it's ready to go. But when this is charging, it turns red. So about 45 minutes to go from red to green.
I usually have mine plugged in overnight like I do my cell phone. And then I just know the next day it's going to be fully charged and I can do whatever I need to do.
You can leave it plugged in, by the way.
You can use it plugged in
because
also.
Because it switches internally. It switches from DC to AC. So it's not going to wear out that battery leaving it plugged in.
Yes. Perfect. Great. I saw someone, Roberta had yes, it can be used plugged in as well. Roberta has a really good question right there for you, Jack. Is there a tempered glass for the Glow Mini?
I just answered 3 emails this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone that joined us last week and sent emails to Jack about the mini tempered glass.
I had one nice lady say, "Well, I'm not going to order the bundle until you get the tempered glass." I'm like, "Oh, you might be waiting."
No, you might be waiting a while. he's working on it, guys.
We are working on
You guys did a great job emailing him last week, pushing him along the way. He's working on it. He was telling me, which I didn't realize this because I don't do this stuff and I don't know how it all works. But if the glass is smaller than we've already got, here's our tempered glass right here. And for those of you that don't know, the thing that's great about the tempered glass is you can iron on it. So you can put this on top of your light and it will take the heat of an iron. So you can iron your applique and your seams and your fusibles right on top of the light. But the thing about if we cut that glass mat in half, the heat dissipates throughout this board. And if it has less surface area to dissipate, it could get really hot.
It gets hot in half the time.
He's going to fix it.
Yeah.
He's going to work on it.
Figure it out.
We're going to figure it out. But that's why we don't have it yet. But Jack's going to figure it out because he's the mad scientist.
You know, we've tested. We've had a few people that have left their irons a little bit too long on top of the board. You know, I had one lady who was fusing some wool, and she's like, "Oh, I'll just go take a phone call and leave it on there." And of course, you can't do that. Eventually, the glass heats up to the point where it transfers into the acrylic. It takes a good long time.
It takes a long time. Yeah.
But because the glass is half as big, we have to figure out a way. So we are working on it.
So right now, the tempered glass mat that you can iron on, you can also like paint and ink and glue. It cleans up really nice. It doesn't scratch. You can do all that kind of stuff. I use it every time I'm hot gluing anything. I do it on top of my glass now so that the hot glue doesn't get in the carpet or on the table or something. You just scrape it off.
Indestructible.
I
dropped it onto concrete from 4 feet and it didn't break.
It doesn't break. Yeah. They're fantastic. So this tempered glass will work on the Glow Basic, the Glow Premium, the Glow Classic, the Glow Premium 2. It will also work on the
one
there's another. We just dropped a glass. It didn't break. It'll also work on the Glow Ultra. It's meant to go on half of the lighted area on the Glow Ultra, so you have two work surfaces at the same time.
You can be cutting. You can cut and then fuse in the
same space. So there is just. I know someone asked about the size of the glass mat. There's just one size of the glass mat, but it's meant to be on half of the lighted area of the Glow Ultra or the whole lighted area of the mid.
The only thing it doesn't work on is the mini.
It does not work on the mini. But Jack's going to work on that, guys. We're not going to promise you how long it's going to take, but he's going to work on it. So there isn't one yet. So please ask your questions. Jack is here. He is the inventor of all of this stuff. He's the one that figures all this stuff out for us, guys. Thank goodness for Jack. None of us would be here. Any questions that you may have, Jack can answer those, or I can make something up and then Jack can tell the truth, one or the other. That's
I love those questions. And
Norma, we're so excited for your premium too.
If you have ideas and want to email me your ideas about how you use it that maybe we haven't discussed, because honestly, that's how we learn on the different ways to use it. People say, well, I use it for this. Well, I use it for this.
Yeah. Yes. So
I'll let you
Connie,
that one.
So there is a 90-day manufacturer warranty on all of our light boards. That's to make sure that everything works correctly. So that's from the date that you purchase it. We also have a form on our website where you can go fill it out. And if you fill that out, it will extend your warranty another 3 months. So you'll have a 6-month warranty on that. It'll double your warranty. The lights are rated for like thousands and thousands and thousands of hours.
50,000 hours.
So we've never really had any burnouts.
No,
we've been selling them since 2017 and we've never had any burnouts.
So they last a lifetime product.
Yes. Yeah. So I saw this question, Diana. And I think you're talking about our flip and fold mats, I believe. Are you putting new grips on the turntable board? I think you're talking about the flip and fold mat or the magnets.
The swivel she could be
or the swivel.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you're talking about the non-slip. And you might be talking about the swivel. Right now we do. It's over there. Right now we do not have that dual grip on either of these two mats. We don't. But you did ask the other question, and if you would like to use magnets on either one of them, you can. If you use the self-adhesive magnetic strips, and then that could be magnetic as well as your flip and fold, either one that you're working on, you can make either one of them magnetic. So those are available as well. You get a pack of 6 self-adhesive. And listen, if you're doing this, don't stick them. Just like use them. You don't have to stick them. No. They'll work just fine. They'll hold everything down without using the sticky part of it. But you can get a set of 6 of the self-adhesive magnetic plates. And you can get a set of 2 of the magnets at CutterPillar.com. And you can stick them on just about anything, which is so fantastic. Make anything magnetic that you want. Amazing. Okay. So Anne asked a question. Jack we're going to have Jack make it happen. If I get the Glow Premium 2, do I order the tempered glass separate? And yes, thank you for your question. You do. That isn't the cutting mats all come with the light boards. So whether it's the original light boards that we have that come with the cutting mat, or if it's the brand new classic or premium 2 that come with the dual grip cutting mats. Cutting mats come with all of our light boards. The tempered glass mat is an additional piece, but you can find that on the website as well.
We have bundles that bundle them.
They're all bundles. I know someone mentioned that they got the bestseller bundle, which includes the Premium 2. It includes the tote bag that we showed for just a quick second that everything can fit in. It includes the tempered glass mat, and it includes our flex sewing machine light. Guys, we have light on everything.
You can never have too much light.
Because our eyes are getting old. That's the new bestseller bundle.
New bestsellers bundle.
The new bestseller bundle includes the premium. We also have a regular bestseller bundle that includes the original Glow Premium. So there's 2 of them. You can choose which light board you want, and then you'll get the tote bag, the glass mat, and the flex light all with it. So that is all at CutterPillar.com. The bundles, guys, our website is always a great way to go because the bundles are already discounted. And then right now we extended that coupon for the month of March. We extended that coupon through the rest of this week. So you can use March Live to get 15% off. So those coupons are still active. I want to also remind you all that the other specials that we talked about during our live event last week are still active. So you can buy the large flip and fold mat and get the small flip and fold mat for 50% off. All of our paper crafting products, which we, yeah. So the flip and fold. Do we want to? Do we want to? Yeah. So you can get the large flip and fold and the small, the 48 and the 36. Put them both in your shopping cart, and the 36 will automatically be 50% off. Then you can use your March Live coupon code and get another 15% off of that. So that special is still active. Also, all of our paper crafting products are still active. This is where we started. This is where Jack first started making stuff for us. So we've got our paper cutters. We've got our crease scoring board. We've got tote bags for all of those things. Those are all 30% off right now, you guys. And you can use the coupon code after that as well. So that's pretty fantastic. We've got tote bags and all kinds of stuff for those. That is all still live. You can use your March Live 15% off on our brand new light boards, which is kind of not a thing we ever do. We don't usually put our new stuff on sale. So I know Jack was shocked that we did that. We didn't tell him about it first. So that you can use as well. I think that's it. I think that's what we've got our specials on.
Last
any other
chance
questions?
to get your questions in.
Let us know if you guys have any questions. I saw one question at the bottom. If you'll flip it back over there. Yeah, pull that on up. Donna, thank you for your question. Will the magnets help the long 24.5-inch rulers from sliding?
Well,
I usually put a weight on the end like Donna Jordan.
We're getting into a little bit of territory that's
we don't have to talk about that part.
Yeah.
I would say if your ruler is super thick acrylic, I don't know if it would or not, but
it does. I wouldn't say it holds it down, but that's not a feature that we really recommend because it's not enough to really make a difference.
It helps a little bit, but that dual grip kind of takes care of that.
But it does with some fabric here. It does hold.
Cut it all up.
We cut up all the fabric. Here we go. It does hold the fabric down though, because you're not going through. Now this is a tiny piece here, but there we go. You can see how the magnets just are drawn to the.
Slide that back a little bit.
So yeah, it does hold the fabric down.
So yeah, so you can use the magnets to hold your fabric down. It may not go through the acrylic. It depends on how thick your acrylic is. But if you hold the fabric down, then you can move your ruler around that. And that's really great. I ordered the midi tote bundle and added the order of the magnets and ruler grippers. Louise, yay. You're going to be so happy. We appreciate that. You're going to love it. We lost our ruler grippers.
Yeah, where are they? They're all gone.
Yeah.
People walk off with them.
They do. They're so little. They fit in your pockets. Tracy wants to know if the magnets affect your sewing machine.
Most modern sewing machines, I mean, I'm going to answer in a general way, will not affect them. They're solid state. Some of the old ones had hard drives in there and things like that. But I would say most of the time, just don't hold me to that. You're probably fine. Now, I'm not sure why you'd want to put them on your sewing machine, but it shouldn't.
We would love to know why, what you would do with them on your sewing machine. We would love to know that. That might spark Jack into making something.
They're so strong that we have a warning on the package that you do have. They're so strong, you have to keep them away from pacemakers. So that's how strong they are.
Yeah, be careful on that. Yeah. I did see a question a little while ago that asked if we were going to the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo in Schaumburg this summer. And as of right now, we're not planning on it. So.
Oh, okay. There was a question about the lithium battery being replaceable. That is actually, no, they're permanently fixed in there, But here's the beauty about this. If you'll take care of this battery, and how do you take care of a battery? That's a very good
That's
question.
a very good question.
Is batteries, I used to say to the shows, batteries are kind of like men. They like to be put to bed full, which means that if you charge it, I know that's corny. They like to be, so charge it when you're not using it before you, and then unplug it, or you can leave it plugged in. The worst thing you could do is let it run out and then put it in a cold garage. That's what damages the battery. But
are you used to that? You have to sleep out in the garage all the time? Is that what happens to your
sometimes? My original prototype for the premium I have at home, and I plug it in every couple of weeks to see it. And I still get, since 2015, so 10 years now, I still get 2 hours out of it. So if you'll take care of that battery, you'll get 2 hours, you'll get hours and hours for 10 years. Now, here's the beauty,
you can always use it plugged in.
Is as soon as you plug it in, it switches, like I said, from DC to AC. So it'll always work as a plug-in. It should work for those 50,000 hours those LEDs are going to run, which is years and years and years. So, yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, my little story about how my wife uses it is how do you think you would use it? What spaces would you use it in? What places would you take it? You think that it would make your life easier? And that's what we're talking about here, is making your crafts easier and making your obsession.
I take it on the airplane.
Easier.
Guys, I take it on the airplane. I was taking the basic on the airplane all the time because it will plug into the little TV portable USB outlet, which has been great. My partner that does shows with me and I were making diamond art Christmas ornaments on the plane coming home from a show in Florida, and we had it on the lowest light setting, but it was a nighttime flight, so everyone around us were mad.
Well,
but now the mini fits on the airplane even better than the basic does.
And absolutely,
it fits on your tray table.
And it goes way beyond quilting too. We have paper crafting. I've had people tell me the crazy stuff they're using it for is looking at old slides, and negatives and things like that.
Stained glass,
transfer them to that
calligraphy,
stained glass, calligraphy,
all that kind of stuff.
The diamond dots.
Glory asked us about the glass mat. The tempered glass mat does not fit every light board. The only one though that it doesn't fit on is the mini. So you can use it on the basic and the premium and the classic and the premium 2 and the ultra. Just not the mini, because it's too big for that.
And your countertop
without. And your countertop, you don't even need a light under it.
It is a great way to save whatever surface you're working on, because it's the perfect mixed media mat.
When I was working on Halloween costumes this past, I love that glass mat for ironing so much. I actually set it on my ironing board when I was making my son's Thor costume, because I could use the grid to measure my 1/4 inch fold before I sewed it together. Nice. So I did that on top of my ironing board. So
and if
amazing.
Depending on what kind of fusibles you use, there's all different kinds of fusibles. If that fusible glue leaks out onto the glass,
scrape it off.
You just scrape it off.
Yeah.
One of my stories I tell is my wife used to do that on ironing board, and one day I showed up to a meeting that you can see I wear t-shirts most days, but I had to wear a button down and a tie, and someone pointed to my back and I had a big glue, where the glue transferred from someone put, my wife, no doubt, ironed something on the iron board, and then she ironed my shirt. Well, I ironed my shirt, and I didn't notice that I had reanimated the glue right into my shirt. So
that is hilarious. Nice so guys, so we have extended our March live sale. It's time, guys. The products are limited for the quantities that we're able to sell at our discount. So make sure now's the time to go do it. Go to CutterPillar.com. You can find specials that already exist. The bundles are already on sale. The flip and fold mats, you can buy the big one, get the small one for half off if you put them both in your cart. All of our paper crafting products are 30% off. Our all-in sewing bundle that gives you all of the products is already 15% off. And then, guys, you can use your coupon card. Coupon code March Live is still active.
Yes, 6
so you
more
get
days.
15% off of that. The VIP codes, if you got that from our event last week, are still active. So you can use that as well. But it's good for this week, but some of the quantities are limited. So now's the time. This is the time to go do that. Go in there and get this stuff, guys. This has been so fun. Jack, I'm so glad you're here today. And I'm so glad, not that you're not here every day, but I'm so glad that you're here today. And you can answer all of our questions that we're working on, all the cool stuff. If you guys have anything else you want to see us make, if you have anything that you want to see us do, by all means, shoot us an email. You can either email jack@cutterpillar.com or support@cutterpillar.com at any time. And anytime you guys have any questions, we'd love to hear if you have ideas for us.
And what you're using them for. I always want to see, I would love to see videos, pictures. If you're using them for something, show us what you're using them for.
Yeah.
We'll probably put them on the website too.
You never know. Jack comes up. Jack is one of those that like he wakes up in the middle of the night with an idea and then all of a sudden it's a product. Yay, Ray, you're going to be so happy that you got your glow board.
Thanks,
Yay,
Ray.
you're going to love it. You're going to love it. So if you guys have any challenges, because like Jack creates products to fix problems. And it started out with like, you can't see very well because our eyes are getting tired. I don't like to say our eyes are getting old, but they are. They're getting tired. And so the light helps so much. So he figures stuff out that can make our crafting and sewing and quilting and paper crafting and everything easier and easier. And
I
easier.
normally wear glasses, but it's funny whenever I do these lives and I don't have to wear them because that light opens up the pupils and it is so much easier to do your work having that light from underneath. That's the one thing we didn't focus on. Is you don't have to worry about your ambient lighting. It doesn't matter. It eliminates the shadows.
Your whole workspace.
Everything is here and you can see and you can adjust those lights depending on what you need there.
So thank you guys for joining us again today. We will be back on Friday. Bethany and I are going to have our first block of the month sew along. We're going to be working with some laser cut quilts. So join us on Friday for that. We have some other specials for that coming up as well. We're going to be live at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Friday. So we're going to talk all about laser cut quilts and how we use them. And we're going to start our blocks of the month. Bethany and I both have a kit that have 12 blocks. And so we're each going to work on it. And this is how we're going to make sure we get something accomplished this year. I'm very excited about that because I tend to hoard projects and I don't always finish them. So make sure you join us there. You can always find us on Facebook as well at CutterPillar.com. We have a Creations Hub Facebook group that you can join. Also, we would love to see you there. Just search for CutterPillar Creations Hub on Facebook. And guys, go to our website and sign up for our newsletter at the bottom. You'll find out all about our lives. You'll find out about specials we may have. You'll find out about partnerships. You'll find out about new products. You'll find about all that stuff if you join and sign up for our newsletter.
And our group too, our insiders group.
And we have an insiders group as well. Yeah. We have lots of fun.
You can sign up for our insiders group and have actually direct influence on what we're doing and what we make and the decisions we make. So sign up for that.
All of our lives, Ray just asked the question, all of our lives are available on our YouTube channel. So they will live there forever unless they change the rules. So yes,
that's one of
the turtle appliques, the laser cut, right? Yeah, they're beautiful.
We love those.
So yes, you can rewatch this and go back and rewatch all of our last week's live event. We had 3 days of amazing stuff last week as well. Such great stuff. But that is all on our YouTube channel. So just search CutterPillar on YouTube. Guys, thank you for joining us. Jack,
thank you.
We're excited. Thanks for being here.
Happy to be here.
We will see you guys all on Friday. Have a great day.